What's good, Internet? My name is attackslug, and welcome back to WWE All Stars Path of Champions. It is now time to break it down with attackslug and crazy old Uncle Ebenezer.
Hi there. Allow us to introduce ourselves. We're D-Generation X.
Which you already know, unless you've been living under a rock for the last...
Sean.
Sorry, Hunter. Triple H, the game, the King of Kings.
Shawn Michaels, the icon, the showstopper, the main event, Mr.
WrestleMania.
Too much?
Maybe just a little.
Sorry. Anyway, as the greatest tag team in WWE history,
The best ever.
we're here to stake our claim to the WWE Tag Team Championship.
So that's why we're here.
Of course, Sean. We're right here in the
In the new WWE video game from THQ. And if you're not down with that...
We have two words
two.
for you.
Eat it, yeah. I mean, never mind. And so I welcome you to a fine Wednesday here on the program. It's already been a long week. We're here on this fine Wednesday, rolling the dice, because this weekend gonna be double or nothing. And yeah, so SmackDown last night, and obviously some news here in the news. As we lie, we cheat, we steal. So number one being that Kevin Owens apparently does not want to go to Saudi Arabia for the Super Showdown, and that would explain things that happened on SmackDown last night. And obviously Owens would have legit beef here because number one, Sammy not allowed to go because of issues between Saudi and Syria. They'd probably murder Sammy, so obviously don't go. And then also because of that whole thing with the Bonesaw murder last year, and then there was beef between Saudi and Canada, and obviously Owens a Canadian. So these things, you know, are international incidents you don't want happening, so better to sit home and not go work that show. I am 100% behind Owens on that decision. But also, supposedly not attending that show, which should not be a surprise, is one Daniel Bryan, who was not at Crown Jewel. So again, you know, saying, you know what, I'm just not going to go to this thing. It's a PR nightmare. I'd rather sit home with my kid and relax and be a dad for a weekend, you know? So there was that. And here we go in this tag team match, playa. I'm assuming it's tornado tag rules, so I don't have to worry about tagging out and having my partner be controlled and that whole thing. So it's nice, but also I have to worry about, you know, my partner being pinned or submitted or, you know, knocked out. So that's not so nice, but it is what it is. We are here, and there are things. Oh, Eddie, doing it and hitting me in the face, because of course he is. It's the first match, Eddie. Relax. It's the first match. Don't get too ahead of yourself here. Ebenezer, you get in there and take out Little Rey Mysterio, who is in Alabama today, getting his shoulder looked at because of that whole bit of business with you know, the match with Joe on Money in the Bank. And so we're going to find out soon enough what's going to go on with him and his shoulder, and we're going to find out the future of the U.S. title on Raw. But if I had to wager a guess, considering how close we are to Super Showdown in Saudi, it would not surprise me to see something like, hey, that giant battle royal with 50 guys, that's going to see, alright, who is the new U.S. champion? That to me would seem like a logical conclusion for that kind of match. But, look, I don't run the company, so they can kind of do anything at this point. I don't know. Come back here, Eddie, come on. Alright, look. Come back. Big, scooping, power slam, baby. Oh, Ebenezer with the giant DDT out of nowhere. And super kick party from your boy attackslug. Gotta get ready for that RKO on Eddie. Come on, Eddie. Get up, and get down. RKO out on. Let me pin him, Ebenezer. Ray, let me. That actually work? Does that actually do anything? I can't. I mean, look, we won, so sure. I guess it works. Also in the news, AJ Styles out there saying he has signed his final wrestling contract as an in-ring performer. So don't expect him to finish this deal with WWE and then go with his friends in AEW. He said, this is it. This is the last one. No more. So I would certainly see him finishing his career soonish in the next, year or two. And then going into a backstage role, perhaps down in the Performance Center. One of those things as an agent, somewhere where he can kind of help the next generation of wrestlers ply their skills and their craft. So this is the last wrestling stop for the Phenomenal One. Anyway, SmackDown Live last night had several returns, the first of which being Big E. So after 6 long weeks, Big E is back. He can't work yet, he can't wrestle yet, but he can be on the show in a knee brace. And actually use that knee brace during an angle to have him not be at ringside for the match between Kofi and Sami later on in the evening. We'll get there. So R-Truth, out there in a disguise, was fantastic with a just terrible wig, was great, and being helped by Carmella. I hit a button here to hit a button here. Alright. You're supposed to hit a button there. I'm hitting buttons, it's not doing anything. So, I don't know, man. Drew, I don't know. So, yes, Truth and Carmella, fantastic. Trying to keep Truth as the 24/7 champion and managed to hold the belt for a full 24 hours. So he just needs 7 more, folks. Just 7 more, and then he's champion forever. Anyway, alright, focus on one guy here. For real, though. Focus on one individual, and have that be Rowdy Roddy Piper. So we got Ali and Andrade in a match, and honestly, more of those, please, because those are both fantastic. But man, having them work that soon after that grueling and ridiculous Money in the Bank match it's a bit much, but, it is what it is, I suppose. Roddy! Woo! So, we had Mandy and Carmella, and that kind of follows up on what they were doing at Money in the Bank, and that got, obviously, interrupted by this whole 24/7 thing, which is pretty funny. I'm hitting a button there to do a thing, and it's not Roddy! There we go. No! You ruined it, Roddy! You ruined it! Oh, just big soup bones in the corner. Now then, you had Sami and Kofi, right? And Big E was attacked at rings. Oh no, power punch! Attacked in the backstage area beforehand. So, Big E and Xavier were not at ringside for this match, right? And then, after Kofi beats Sami, which he did, here comes the return of Dolph Ziggler. It's like, oh no. We had forgotten about Dolph Ziggler. He is still under contract somehow, some way. He is still employed somehow, some way. And Dolph is... Oh. Thanks, Ebenezer. I wasn't even watching you. I was getting ready to do my stuff. But sure. You want to win a match for me? That's fantastic. Fantastic. McIntyre, sorry. It is what it is, man. So it was a Paul Heyman distraction. So now it's like, is Ziggler a Paul Heyman guy? Or was he just using that opportunity to make his mark and make his moment? And so now it's going to be Kofi and Dolph at Super Showdown, because Owens is not going to that show. So, man, look, I know those two can put on a great match. And I know that because I've been watching wrestling for a long time, and between 2010 and 2012, they had a lot of mid-card matches between Kofi and Dolph. A lot. So, when everyone else was getting real sick of seeing John Cena fight Randy Orton over and over and over and over, in the mid-card, there was Kofi and Dolph over and over and over and over. So, but it's been a long time. So here's hoping that, it's fresh enough and enjoyable enough, and now on a grander stage for a grander title. And we had more wild card shenanigans. You had Lacey and Charlotte fighting Becky and Bayley, and that was fine. And your main event was Elias and Roman. And of course Roman wins, because Roman. You had Shane ringside, and then at the end of the night, here comes Drew McIntyre. Wild card rule still in effect, folks. Still in. I'm hitting the punch button there. It's not. What button do I gotta hit to actually do that and capitalize on? I don't know what button I have to hit. I don't know. Code breaker or monkey flip or I don't know, man. Hitting buttons. Everyone's like hit buttons, and I'm like, it's not working. It's not working. I'm trying. I'm hitting other buttons when I'm in the air, and they aren't doing anything. So what am I supposed to do? I don't know. John Morrison. I don't know. He's going to eat my lunch. Anyway. So that was kind of SmackDown. It was alright. Like, I don't have any issues with it. It was an okay show for what it was to help build towards this show at Super Showdown. And here's hoping that Brock does not use his cash-in at that show. I'm hoping they have a swerve somehow that somebody else convinces Brock to have a match with them, because obviously we know Brock is booked for that show. But I don't want him cashing in. The cash-in would be way better to happen if you were at the first SmackDown on Fox. It makes way more sense, and they're not going to do that? Like, it's right there. Just use that. Like, seriously, it's right there, you guys. I don't understand why they wouldn't want to do that. And Morrison here knows he just knows. He just knows, man. He just knows. Everything gets reversed because the game gets harder. And Morrison with those good lucha things. So hopefully Ebenezer can beat up The Miz enough to win this match, because Morrison here is going to thoroughly trounce me as he has been. As he has been in this elimination match, I should mention. So, gotta get out both these guys in pinfalls. And that's gonna be interesting. Alright, so Morrison, get up. Ebenezer has his finish. Fantastic. Hit it on The Miz. Get him out of here. I'm gonna pin Morrison. I'm gonna mash the buttons. Not enough. Not enough at all. No, Morrison! Morrison! Get... There we go. Alright, thanks Ebenezer. Now, it is 2-on-1. John Morrison. It is 2-on-1. What you gonna do when the attack slug RKO's you? Sure, Ebenezer. Have the pin. Have the pin. A little greedy. Oh, you didn't get it done? All that weight on Morrison, and you didn't get it done. That is like, come on, man. Oh, alright. Morrison here. The super enlarged heart. The educated feet. John Morrison is going to take on 2-on-1 and try to survive. And I missed my bit of business there. So, you know, the showstopper. The icon. The main event. Execution. Get over here, John Morrison. There we go. Super kick party. Going to the top. Gonna fly. And he just kips up. He just does not care. Does not care about what we're doing here. So, alright. That's fine. Hit him again. Mashing the buttons. 3! And your winners. Once again. By elimination. Attack Slug and Ebenezer getting the job done, baby! And that, my friends, wraps up episode 1 of our DX story. And perhaps another one tomorrow. We shall see. I'm Attack Slug. Thanks for watching. More videos on this channel. Tune in for those, please. I'll see you then. And I'm out.